Good morning students. I am your chemistry miss. I welcoming you all today's session. In previous class we discussed about catalysts, colloids and preparation of colloids. In today's class we move on to the next topic, purification of colloids. The colloidal solution due to different method of preparation may contain impurities. So this is called the remove. They are not removed. They may be destabilized and precipitate. This is called coagulation. The remove the impurities. We can following methods. We can done by the following methods: dialysis, electrodialysis, and ultrafiltration. So first method is electrodialysis. First method is dialysis. In 1861, Graham separated the electrolyte from colloid using semi-permeable membrane. So in this method, we can take in colloidal solution in a container. The colloidal solution is taken in a bag. The bag is made up of semi-permeable membrane. It is suspended through a trough of flowing water. The electrolyte diffuse out of the membrane and the carry out away by water. That is the process in which ions are removed by the phenomena of diffusion from a colloidal through a semi-permeable membrane. It is known as a dialysis. Then second method is a electrodialysis. So look at the diagram. Electrodialysis means the presence of electric field increase the speed of removal of electrolytes from colloidal solution. So compared to the dialysis, the electrodialysis to remove the speed of to remove the electrolytes with a very fast manner compared to the normal electrolysis. Okay. So the colloidal solutions containing electrolyte as impurities is a place between the two dialysis membrane is enclosed in two compartment with full of water. When now current is to pass, the impurities passes into water, the compartment, and get removed periodically. So this process is faster than dialysis. The rate of diffusion of electrolyte increase by the application of with the help of electricity. Okay. Then third method is a ultrafiltration. Ultrafiltration means the small size of pores of filter paper used, so it is called as a ultrafiltration. So ultrafiltration means the separation of the salt particles from electrolyte by filtration through a filter paper, that is ultrafilter. It is called as a ultrafiltration. What is that? The separation of salt particles from electrolyte by filtration through a ultrafilter. So remove the electrolyte from the salt particles. We use the filtration method. We done the filtration method. We can use the ultrafilter. It is called as a ultrafiltration. Okay. The next one, properties of colloids. So the properties of colloids depends on some of the factors. The first one is color. The color of the salt is not always same as the color of the substance is bulk. For example, the dilute milk is a reflector light and gives a bluish tint. In it is a transmitter light, it gives reddish tint. Okay, so the color of the salt generally depends on the following factor. The first factor is method of preparation. Then second factor is wavelength of source of light. Then third factor is size and shape of the colloidal particles. Then fourth one is whether absorb the views the reflected light or transmitted light. So the color, it depends on these four factors. The next one, size. The size of the colloidal particles range from 1 nanometer to 1 micrometer diameter. Then third one, the colloidal solutions are heterogeneous in nature, having two distinct phases. So the experiment like dialysis, ultrafiltrations clearly show the heterogeneous nature. In the recent time, colloidal solution are considered borderline cases. Then fourth one, filterability. As the size of the porous is ordinary filter paper is large, the colloidal particle easily pass through the ordinary filter papers. The non-setting nature, it is quite stable, so they are not affected by the gravities. Then concentration and density. The colloidal solution is a dilute, it is stable. The volume of the medium is a decreases, coagulations are occurs. Okay. Then diffusibility, unlike the true solution, the colloid diffuse readily through a membranes. Then eighth one is a colligative properties. The elevation of the boiling point, depression of freezing point, and atmospheric pressure is used to find the molecular weight of a colloidal particle. Then shape of the colloidal particles. The various shapes of colloidal particles are some of given examples here. The AS2 colloidal particle AS2S3, the shape is a spherical. FeOH, ferric hydroxide, it is a disc or plate like shape. Then tungsten acid salt, it is rod like shape. Okay, then 10th one is a optical property. We already learned in lower class level optical property. Here the colloids have optical property. So it consists of the two ways, homogeneous solutions and colloidal solution. Homogeneous solution is in the direction of the light, it appears clear but it appears dark. In a perpendicular direction, when light passes through a colloidal solution, it is scattered in all direction. So this effect was first observed by the Faraday, but later investigation by Tyndall, so that is named as a Tyndall effect. So the flashlight is passed on the solution. Look at the diagram. The flashlight is passed on to the solution. The true solution is clear, but in the colloidal solution, it's a absorb the light, the portion of the light is absorbed, the remaining light will be the remaining portion is a scatter. The scattering in all direction, the surface of the colloids, it is called as a Tyndall effect. Okay, the path of the light is made as a clear. The next property is kinetic properties. This method is carried out by the Robert Brown. So first he observed the pollen grains suspended in water. He viewed through ultra microscope. They show random zigzag ceaseless. Ceaseless means continuous motion. Okay. So this is called as a Brownian movement of colloidal particle. So it can be explained. The colloidal salt particle. What is meant by salt? Solid liquid is called as a salt. Okay. The colloidal salt particles are continuously bombarded with the molecules of dispersion medium. You know the meaning of the dispersion? Dispersion medium means in colloidal particles consists of the large amount is called as a dispersion medium. In small is called as a dispersed phase. Okay. So the colloidal salt particles are continuously bombarded with the molecule of dispersion medium. They flow zigzag, random and continuous movement. So some of the advantages are here. First one, to calculate the Avogadro number. Then second advantage, to confirm the kinetic theory of the gases. Then third one, it is a ceaseless rapid movement of molecule, so that increase in temperature. Okay. Then fourth one, it understand the stability of colloids. So the particles are continuous rapid movement, they do not come close and they do not get condensed. So these are the advantages of Brownian movement. The next one more property, electrical property. So it can be explained in two or three ways. First one is Elmos double layer. So this is a Elmos double layer, electrical double layer. So the Elmos double layer, the surface of the colloidal particle absorb one type of ion due to the preferential absorption. This layer attract the oppositely charged ion. That is, the surface of the colloidal particles is a positive ion. It may be attracted in a opposite charges. Okay. So the opposite charge ion in the medium, hence the boundary separating these two layers, that is these two plus and minus. So this is called as a Elmos electrical double layer. So first look at the diagram. The negative charge particles are surrounded by the positive ion, then it's attracted by the negative ion. So the surrounded by the negative positive ion, surrounded by the positive layer, it is called as a Stern layer. It is called as a Stern layer. As the particles nearby having similar charges, they cannot come close and condense. They help to explain the stability of the colloid. It is called as a Helmholtz double layer. The next one is electrophoresis. Electrophoresis means the migration of salt particles under the influence of electric field is called as a electrophoresis. Migration of the salt particles under the influence of the electric field is called as a electrophoresis. Then here this is a diagram of the electrophoresis. So first, the electric potential applied across two platinum electrodes are dipped in hydrophilic. Hydrophilic means water loving substance is hydrophilic salt. The dispersed particles move toward one or other end. Okay. So if the salt particles migrate to the anode, the salt particles, for example, this is the salt particle, migrate to the anode, they have negative charge, that is minus. Thus from the direction of the migration of salt particle, we can determine the charge of the salt particle. So the electrophoresis is used for the detection the presence of charge on the salt particle. What is this? Electrophoresis used to detection the presence of charge on the salt particles. So what is electrophoresis? If the salt particle migrate to the cathode, then they possess positive charges. If the salt particle particle migrate to the anode, they have giving the negative charges. Okay, so the direction of the migration of the solid particle will determine the electrophoresis. So here the positive charge collides and negative charge collides are listed here. Positive charge collide is ferric hydroxide, negative charge collides silver, gold and platinum, okay, etc. Then last method, the properties of collide, the last method, electroosmosis. So Sol is electrically neutral. So hence the medium carries equal but opposite charge, the dispersed particle. So the Sol particles are prevented from moving under the influence of the electric field. The medium moves in direction opposite to the Sol particle. That is, this movement of the dispersion medium under the influence of the electrical potential is called as a electroosmosis. What is this? The movement of the dispersion medium, look at the diagram. The movement of the dispersion medium under the influence of electrical potential is known as a electroosmosis. Okay. The last method, coagulation or precipitation. So the various method of coagulations are given. First one is addition of electrolytes, second one is electrophoresis, third one is mixing positive charge salts, then fourth one is a boiling. So addition of electrolyte means a negative ion or positive ion to cause the precipitations. Okay, the next, the valency of ion is high, the precipitation power is increased. For example, aluminum to chlorine. So aluminum, barium, sodium, similarly for potassium ferrocyanide, SO4Cl. The precipitation power of electrolyte is determined finding the minimum concentration to precipitation of solid in 2 hours. This value is called as a coagulation value. The smaller the coagulation value, greater will be the precipitation. The next one is electrophoresis. Just now we discussed about electrophoresis. The charged particle migrate to the electrode of the opposite charge. For that is, it is a positive, it migrate to the negative side. In case of it is a negative, it will migrate to the positive charge. It is called as a electrophoresis. Okay. The charged particles are migrated. The next one, by mixing of two opposite charge. When colloidal salt with the opposite charge are mixed, mutual coagulation are take place. So it is due to the migration of the ion for surface of the particles. The last one, boiling. When boiled due to the increase of collision, the salt particles to form precipitate. It is called as a boiling. Okay. Then next topic is protective action. So generally lyophobic, you know the meaning of phobic, water heading substance. Lyophobic salts are precipitated really even with a small amount of electrolyte, but the stability of the addition of the small amount of lyophilic colloids. Lyophilic means water loving substance, lyophobic means water hating substance. So small amount of lyophilic salts, it can be precipitate very immediately compared to the lyophilic. They cannot easily precipitated. By lyophobic they can be precipitate easily. Okay. So the small amount of gelatin and salt is added to the gold salt to protect the gold salt. So introduce the term the gold number. Sigmoid introduce the term gold number. What is meant by gold number? A measure of protecting power of a colloid. A gold number is a defined number of milligrams of hydrophilic colloid that will be just prevent the precipitation of 10 ml of gold salt in addition of 1 ml of 10% NaCl solution. So smaller the gold number, greater the protective power. So here the gelatin gold number 0.005 to 1, egg albumin 0.8 to 0.10, gum arabic 0.1 to 0.15, potato starch 25. Okay. The next topic is emulsion. So what is emulsion and what are the types of emulsion? Okay. So now discuss about first what is emulsion. Emulsion means colloidal, it is a colloidal solution which is a liquid in a dispersed in another liquid. So it is a liquid is dispersed in another liquid. It is called as a emulsion. The emulsion are two types. First one is oil in water. The next one is a water in oil. So simply say oil in water is called as a O by W. Water in oil is called as a W by O. Example for the emulsion. The grease or emulsion of water in oil, that is water dispersed in a lubricant oil. Water is a dispersed. What is mean? You know the meaning of the dispersed and dispersion medium. So water dispersed in lubricate oil. The process of the preparation of the emulsion by dispersal of one liquid in the another liquid is called as a emulsification. It can be asked in 2 marks question. What is emulsification? The process of preparation of emulsion by the dispersal of one liquid into the another liquid. Okay, a colloidal mill can be used for the homogeneous to mix to the two liquid to have the stable emulsion. Small amount of emulsifying agent is added. So several type of emulsions are known. Most of them lyophilic colloids are also act as a emulsifier. Example, glue and gelatin. Long chain compound polar groups like soap and sulfonic acid also emulsifier. Then insoluble powder like clay and lamp black also is a emulsifier. How to identify of the emulsion? The two types of emulsion can be identified the following test. The first test is a dye test. The second one is a viscosity test. The third was a conductivity test. The fourth one is a spreading test. So these four tests to identify types of emulsion. Then first one, dye test. A small amount of dye, we take a small amount of dye, it's a soluble in oil, is added to the emulsion. This emulsion is a shaken well. The aqueous emulsion will not take the color, whereas the oil emulsion, so the small amount of dye soluble is in oil is added to the emulsion. The emulsion is a taken well. The aqueous emulsion will not take the color, but whereas the oily emulsion will take up the color of the dye. So this way to identify the types of emulsion. Then second one, viscosity. We know the meaning of the viscosity. The viscosity of the emulsion is determined only by the experiment. Oily emulsion will have higher value than aqueous emulsion. Okay. Then conductivity test of aqueous emulsion is always higher than the oily emulsion. The spreading test, oily emulsion spread really than the aqueous emulsion when spread on a oily surface. Okay, these are the four methods to identify the types of emulsion. Then de-emulsification. The emulsion can be separated into two separate layers. This process called as a de-emulsification. It can be separated into two layers. This is called as a de-emulsification. So the various de-emulsification techniques are given. First one is distilling of one compound, adding of electrolyte to destroy the charge, destroying the emulsor using chemical method, using solvent extraction to remove one component, by freezing one of the component, by applying centrifugal fuse, then using ultrasonic force. Then next one is a heating at a high pressure. Okay, so let us see one example. An oil in water emulsion containing potassium soap as emulsification agent can be converted into water in oil by adding CaCl2 or AlCl3. So this mechanism of inversion is a recent development of research. The last topic is various application of colloids in our everyday life. We come across many things in colloidal forms. Okay, so in every part of life, colloids play greater role in human body. Contains numerous colloidal solution. So best example, in our body, the blood is also colloidal. So protoplasm of plant and animal cell and fat in our intestine in the form of emulsion. So synthetic polymer like polystyrene, silicones and PVCs are colloids. So various method we can come across colloid. The first method is a food. Foodstuff like milk, cream, butter, etc. are present in colloidal form. Okay, the medicine, antibodies such as penicillin, streptomycin are produced colloidal from a suitable injections. Okay, penicillin, streptomycin. Then colloidal gold and colloidal calcium are used in say tonics. Tonics la pathina colloidal gold and colloidal calciums are present. Then milk of magnesia used for the stomach troubles. Then silver salt product by gelatin known as a agrosols is used for the eye lotion. Okay, so these are the ways to use for the medicines. These are the ways. The next one, in industry ways, many applications in industry. Most of the applications we use for in a industrial ways. So first one, water purification. The purification of the drinking water is actuated by the coagulation of suspended impurities in water by using alums. The alums containing aluminum, Al3. In washing, the cleansing action of soap is the formation of the emulsion of soap molecule with dirt and grease. Then tanning of leather, the skin and the hides are protein containing positive charge particle which are coagulation by adding tanning to give hardness of leather and to further applications. Okay, then chromium salts is for the soft and polishable leather. Rubber industry, Latex is the emulsion of the natural rubber with a negative particle. By heating rubber with the sulfur, vulcanized rubber and produced from tires, tubes, etc. Then disposable sewage. The sewage contains dirt, mud and wastes. The passage of electric current deposit the waste material which can be used as a manure process. Then collaterals precipitator. Then carbon dust is air is solidified by the collateral precipitator. In it, high potential difference of the about 50,000 volt is used. The charge and carbon is neutralized and solidified, so the air is free from carbon particles. Then optical method property we discussed in previous. The blue color of the sky is a nature, so due to the Tyndall effect of the air particles. Then formation of the delta. The electrolyzed sea and river water coagulate the solid particles the river water. The intersection, the earth becomes the fertile land. Then last one, analytical application. Qualitative and qualitative analysis are based on the various properties of colloids. Okay, so these are the applications of colloids. Students, watch the link carefully. We finish the lesson, so prepare well for your exam. All the best. Thank you.